Gibberling was a card that received a lot of hype before the expansion came out. And according to HS Replay at least, a lot of people are playing this card and having a little bit of success with it. But in my own experience, I don't think I've seen this card played against me a single time in the last 2 weeks. So I figured I would give it a shot. So this is basically just a really low curve aggro deck. We play a lot of spells to potentially pop off with an early Gibberling. Nature Studies in particular is really good with it because it's potentially 2 spells in 1. Once we've flooded with the Gibberlings, we try to buff the board with Power of the Wild, Blessing the Ancients, or Savage Roar. And once we've dumped our hand, we try to reload with Voracious Reader. I've seen some lists that were playing like Shield Bearer, or maybe Blazing Battle Mage. But neither one of those looked super good to me, and they didn't really have great stats either. So I figured I would try Cult Neophyte to maybe protect my Gibberling board from a Breath of the Infinite or a Dark Skies or something along those lines. Now, at this point I've actually played quite a few games with this deck, but I'm still not entirely sure how good it is. It really felt like most games were determined by whether or not I could draw Gibberling in the first few turns. And I felt like I was drawing Gibberling much less often than I should on average. So maybe I'm just making an excuse for a poor win rate, but I think I was getting pretty unlucky with this deck, and I don't know if I can draw too many conclusions from my stats. I will say though that overall this deck does have a lot of situational cards, so it is somewhat prone to bad draws, and maybe that's just what I was experiencing.
Is in session.
I do like the Gibberling. Probably just toss this hand looking for mana cheat spells. Power of the Wild is definitely the best thing I can have if I hit one of those spells. I think I keep Power of the Wild. It's kind of sketchy though. I probably don't play Power of the Wild next turn just to give this thing +2 attack. Maybe Neophyte into Gibberling Power of the Wild. Ooh, Nature Studies. I just save the Nature Studies next turn for this hand. The Neophyte didn't really do anything here, but whatever. Second Savage Roar. I mean, the other cards are all pretty unplayable, so why not? I might just roar on 4 and then roar again on 5. Of course, he could have, like, Risky Skipper, Sky Raider or something. Wrench Caliber, sure. Kills the 4/3 instead of the Gibberling. Probably makes sense at this point. Does anyone else just love Hearthstone? Games like this make me love Hearthstone. My opponent got to play one entire card before he died.
Is in session.
So the second Initiate is insane if I can draw into Adorable Infestation, or Nature Studies, or Tree Enforcements. I think I just keep this hand. There's so much potential for the Initiates to just pop off and carry the game. Lightning Bloom is not my favorite Initiate activator. I think I go single Initiate here, and then next turn is hopefully like initiate some random one drop and then bloom plus this. Yep, this is what I wanted. Most of my deck was playable here. Although I guess like second lightning bloom was kind of bad. Even innervate was kind of like fine though, because then I didn't have to overload myself to play the initiate and the Dreamway Guardians. So most of my draws were pretty good. Hey, that one's playable. So I'm hitting my opponent in the face. Do I make it 2/2 or give something +2 health? It's kind of nice to just give like one of these +2 health so his Desert Spear can't do anything. What would turn 3 be? It'd be really bad for me if he hit like Huffer. But Leok doesn't do anything. I think I like just giving this taunt. Kind of bad against Diving Griffin too, I guess. It's fine against Zixor. I mean, it's not even that bad against Diving Griffin. Adorable Infestation, sure. Does he have the 1 damage? What would be 1 damage on 2 mana? A secret. So I guess that's pretty likely to be explosive, right? Oh. Okay. Well, like hero power here. I could Beaming Sidekick to value trade over this 3/3. Like Beaming Sidekick this Initiate. But then he can still just kind of Desert Spear to kill my taunt and my 3/1. I could Beaming Sidekick this and then just run these two into the, Yeah, I think I like that, because then I can even spend mana on a squirrel here. I'm definitely running out of resources. Oh. Well. He didn't get the battle cry out of that at least. Yeah, I need to draw something good here. Okay. 2 mana, 1/3, draw 3 cards. That's fine. It's not as good as, like, Nature Studies into... I don't know, it was the best draw on my deck. And then the hand I got off the Voracious Reader is actually pretty insane as well. No, not my squirrel. He actually hit the squirrel. That's the first time I've seen this card played. And I was honestly completely shocked that this did not have a Deadly Shot animation coming out of it. I don't know why I just assumed that it would, but I definitely did. So I'm only spending 2 mana. Maybe I just take a freaking Germination here. Wait. No, that's not how math works. I can't play Germination. Can I play Aeroponics? No, I'm 1 off on playing Aeroponics. I can play Crystal Song Portal, but I'd rather just draw cards with Voracious Reader, wouldn't I? Maybe I Reinforcements my Voracious Reader and then Germinate it. Maybe that's the play.
Sands of time run low.
I'm pretty sure this was good, but I'm not entirely sure. It's pretty good against Unleash the Hounds, which I guess is the card I should be most afraid of this turn. I have enough buffs, so as long as he can't, like, randomly kill that thing this turn, I should be fine. He dead. Wow, my board was nuts.
Class is in session.
Could have maybe kept the Cult Neophyte against Breath of the Infinite. But if I don't actually have a board going into turn 3, it doesn't matter. Alright. Double Initiate Adorable Infestation is a really strong opener.
Thy blood be born again. Let me work my magic.
I am trading because of Apotheosis, right? I guess it's good to spread out my buffs for Penance. Or not spread out my buffs, but like my stats. So I have two 2-health minions instead of a 1 and a 3. Although I guess it's worse against Breath of the Infinite, but Breath of the Infinite's just always good against my deck. And it would at least force the coin out of him. There's a Gibberling. It's kind of hard to pop off with the Gibberling here. Let's just play some stuff that survives Breath of the Infinite. Maybe he was holding it.
What shall we hunt? Hey, I got you, friend.
Well, let's play some stuff here and draw more cards to the readers. I guess since he got lifesteal stuff, I have to trade into it. Do I? Eh, fuck it. If he's trying to lifesteal with those, he has to trade them into a taunt anyway. Into like a taunt that just one-shots them anyway. So this way I push 7, he heals 2, so I push 5. Versus I trade 7 damage into these and he heals 2, which is missing 9 damage basically. It's just better to go face here, I think. Cult Neophyte's denying a coin here. Not really sure what Zeph can get. I don't know if Zeph knows about Cult Neophyte, so it might be giving him some garbage he can't even play here. But even without the Neophyte, I don't really know what he could have. He could have like Zephyr's Coin Frost Nova maybe, but I don't know. Maybe he just eviscerates the 4/4 and then... Yeah, I guess eviscerate the 4/4 was okay. But it's not playable here. If Zeph knows about Neophyte though, he could have gotten like a Soulfire. I think it's generally pretty safe to assume that Zephyrus doesn't know what's going on. Is he dead? I've got 7. Yeah, this is lethal. I think the Neophyte clutched that game. We'll say it did at least.
Class is in session.
Intrepid Initiate, Adorable Infestation is pretty strong. If I draw like any 1-cost card, this is an insane turn 1. But it's no Gibberling. Maybe it doesn't. Oh, I actually don't even have to draw 1-cost because this gives me a 1/1. Maybe I just keep this hand. It's no Gibberling, but it's pretty insane on its own.
Let me work my magic. Magical.
The time run low.
So I'm not going to be able to play anything next turn. Which means I might need to buff this here so it doesn't get seal faded. I don't know. Seems like a lot to dump into one card. I'm just gonna make it 2/2. He's probably not a Seal Fate deck anyway, right? I was playing some Galacrod Rogue earlier, so I biased myself into thinking that he'd have Seal Fate, but it's just not likely that he's playing that. I don't think it's super easy to kill this cleanly. Just deadly poison. Okay. That's fine. I'm still ahead on board and very far ahead on life. Well, I don't know if I'm really ahead on board when he has a deadly poison. Yeah, I'm ahead on board. Whatever.
A little something I whipped up.
Oh shit, a 5-power weapon. Power of the Wild. So let's see. I can Power of the Wild, trade, play 2 1/1s. I have 2 1/1s, a 3/2, and a 2/2. I can double trade Power of the Wild, and then I'll have a 3/2 and 2 2/2s. So I have the 3/2 either way. It's 2 2/2s versus a 2/2 and 2 1/1s. Is that right? Or I can just hit him in his stupid face. I feel like hitting him in his stupid face is pretty good, isn't it?
Better be something good.
He does get to take a value trade. It's very unfortunate.
You have to read this one.
Nuts to you.
Do I want to hero power here? If I skip the hero power... Let's see, he kind of has to kill my Acorn Bearer either way, so skipping the hero power protects my Voracious Reader. But if I just skip the hero power, I get an extra card now anyway. I'll just take the extra card now. That's a really good set of cards. Hopefully I can pick up a buff for the Gibberling. Or the opponent just dies, that'd be good too. Sap. But I still have 1/1s against a 3/1, so it's kind of fine. Nature Studies is excellent. I don't actually need to play Intrepid Initiate yet. I just take Starfire, right? It's not great this turn, but there's no way he heals out of it.
Let me work my magic. This be our neck of the woods. Magical.
Alright. He has to deal with this entire board, which he can't do. And he has to heal out of Starfire range, which he also can't do. So, he has 2 objectives and can't complete either, I'm pretty sure. It is a good start, though. Nice. So I just got carried off my opener that did like 12 damage to the opponent or something like that.